Smith, how is he doing today, Dave? Or how is he doing just coming out of the game after taking that ball off his right hand?
From what I understand, he's sore. There was some swelling. Got an X-ray. X-ray's negative, so that's a positive. Day to day, but yeah, it's going to be hard to imagine him in there tomorrow.
Are you going to have to bring someone in potentially and stand by, or you feel good just with Dalton being the only guy?
Yeah, we're talking about it, talking to the trainers and trying to see if it makes sense to bring someone. So we haven't made that decision, but most likely we'll probably bring someone.
With this loss tonight, just with the offense falling short, what were you seeing just from the at-bats and falling short on just some key opportunities?
I think, tonight, you never want to say that one inning kind of win or loses a game, but the second inning, bases loaded, nobody out, and I just felt we had two bad at-bats and didn't come up with anything. We had the starter on the ropes and had a chance to, get a lead, get the starter out, and, building that inning was fantastic. I thought the at-bats, the taking of the walks, and then we get to a position and we didn't finish. And again, I just think that, there are a couple of at-bats there that just, I think that flipped the game. And it flipped the momentum. And the bottom half, McCutcheon hits a homer, and, and we just really couldn't put anything else together.
How much did that moment kind of loom the rest of the game too, especially with the other chances you guys had not being able to cash in on?
It looms. It loomed, and it still bothers me. I think the thing is that, as we've been talking about, is your first at bat could be your most important at bat of the game, and it could determine the outcome of a game. And so, we've got to collectively get all of us on board, understanding that. The magnitude of each at-bat, each situation, and right now we're not all there. We're not consistently, and so it flipped the momentum, the game itself, and there's a lot of guys that are still trying to take good at-bats and win pitches and take team at-bats, and other times we're going away from that, and I sound, repetitive, where it's got to get better. And it's not easy. Hitting is not easy. But I do believe that having the right approach, the right mindset, the right urgency in our particular at-bat lends itself to better results.
What do you do to cash in that first chance? Because it sort of feel like you're kind of pressing to make up for that chance by swinging too big, getting too big in your approach when you guys do develop a chance later on, especially the next inning you guys load the bases again.
Yeah, no, you know what? I thought the next inning would load the bases, and then I thought Freddie hit a ball hard, and it was a double play ball. Got into a good count. So those things are going to happen, but I just feel that you start chasing and you start, it's just at-bat quality in those situations has got to be heightened. It does.
We've heard so much about the talent in this lineup. How does this keep happening? And the offensive production being what it's been the last 2 months?
I think it's just more of, we've talked about team at-bats, and I think that we've had some guys that have bought into that and consistently are doing that. And, I just think that, it can't draw dead in a certain part of the order when innings are built. And to start innings, to build innings, to finish off innings, there's a lot of kind of variables that go into scoring runs consistently. Certainly if you're not just slugging. And so it's a nuanced answer. I don't have the answer. I do believe that the guys that we have in the room are capable of putting together consistent team at-bats of urgency from the first pitch on. But at the end of the day, I'm sure our players are echoing the same message, that we just got to get it done. I can talk about it as much as I want, but we got to get it done. That's just the bottom line, and I don't have an answer.